And there we are. And I'd like
Right.
to bring in our very special guest who does not have much time to be with us, because you can imagine why. His dad is about to get a verdict in the case we've been talking about. And
Chris, can you hear us?
Tacopina.
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Chris is back. Chris is also, you may not know this, he's in the witness protection program because we never get him on. Just this picture, just a little picture of him. But he's doing great. Hey,
he's a fan favorite. He's a fan favorite. And Michael, I'm going to let you take over here as I'm having these ear problems.
Okay. So I have affectionately named you Chris ASAP Taquito. So we know there's a verdict coming. What you got today? What do you think?
I mean, I think this would be a slam dunk across the board. Not guilty. I feel good about the pretty quick verdict.
Yeah, they went just short of 4 hours.
I'm feeling a little silly.
I mean, that's good. You know, you want the jury to take this seriously. Look at all, even if they all went in there thinking not guilty right off the rip, you want them to all look at the evidence again themselves. You want them to take this seriously. That's how our system works, and that's how it should work, and that's what makes it so great. So it is good that it wasn't a 30-minute in and out thing, that they took this seriously. Hopefully it comes out with the right verdict, in my opinion. And I feel pretty confident that I feel good. I feel good. I'm not going to try to jinx anything right now.
I mean, obviously, you're a little biased, but I think objectively, a lot of people would agree with you. What do you think about the exhibit that was the subject of this morning's discussion, where the prosecution married video with audio to video without audio to try and give the jury this picture of when the shots were fired? And it turns out there may have been about a 1 second difference between the two images and audio. Does that matter to you? Do you care? What are your thoughts? Did I lose you, Chris? You think I might have lost him?
I think we may have lost him. So we'll see. He may be back. Chris, as soon as you can hear
it, give us a shout. Anyway, so what do you think about
it was interesting because when I'm listening to it, well, first of all, obviously, somebody should have asked that question beforehand, how that happened. Those are the things that if you get in trial and you say, oh my goodness, why didn't I know that beforehand? Why didn't I see that? And sometimes you just, you just find it afterwards. Yeah, there he is. I hear Chris back.
And the thing is, just real quickly, they did object to it. The defense did object to that exhibit, and the judge overruled it, and they brought it in. Yeah. Are you there, Chris?
I'm sorry, I got a phone call, and it just completely threw my
Are you feeling? I mean, Michael and I have butterflies because we want, as we said, we are biased in favor of justice. We've tried to give the defense case a fair airing because we feel some reporters and some networks don't necessarily do that. And this morning we kind of got slammed for it because they don't realize, I guess, the prosecution that we've been around for a while. Michael and I, and asked our questions.
I didn't see the full thing, but I saw some little clips on Twitter.
Yeah.
So you got called up by name, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, last time my name was mentioned in a hearing of that kind, it did not end well. But luckily, it was kind of an adjacent to what was actually happening there.
Yeah. But aside from that, that's different.
All press is good press,
That's right.
Well, we just as a prosecutor, I've asked the same questions to everybody, and I was asked the same question, and we asked the same questions to the DA. They didn't respond, and so. But do you have? I mean, I have butterflies my own verdicts, and I have butterflies in other people's verdicts. How are you feeling in terms of the attorney butterflies? Because you're attorney by having a dad attorney. I mean, you're kind of like, I don't know how you explain that one, but I'm doing my best.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a little unique situation because Rocky has developed they have a friendship that's not really just, he does fight for every client like family, but Rocky is kind of verging on actual family in his eyes, in our eyes. So it's a little different here. But but it does. Of course, I'm always every time there's a verdict. There's never really this amount of coverage on his cases because not a lot of them are televised.
Yeah.
Um, so I always kind of hear everything from him, like, "Hey, we have a verdict," or here's what the verdict was." So
Yeah.
to hear like, "Hey, we have a verdict in 90 minutes," yeah, I'm talking to him immediately. I'm leaving work right now. I was on the phone with someone. I'm like, "I gotta go." So
Yeah.
uh, talked to him really quick just to make sure he's feeling good, and of course he is. And I feel good. I feel like justice is gonna prevail here.
How do you think Rocky's doing? Did you get a sense of that from your
No,
dad?
I did not. I didn't want to ask. I didn't know what that was.
Okay.
I can't imagine what it would be like if I was, facing that. So I imagine it's very intense. But Rocky's a strong dude. Rocky's a smart guy who's really maintained his innocence from the jump, and he, believes his innocence, as do we. So he feels like he should finally be sent home.
Oh, well, it's always, we were talking about it earlier, that it's that time when that jury walks in and you're hoping as an attorney to get like something, and you never get anything until the actual verdict is read. I assume you're going to be talking to your dad later tonight, no matter what the result is.
Oh yeah, we had my fiance and I had dinner plans. Those no longer exist. We something came up, so we're definitely all gonna be on watch.
Yeah, yeah, and your mom too, I would imagine. And when do you expect to see your dad next?
I will see him probably not this coming week, but the following week when we go home to
Hey,
Connecticut.
Chris, your dad told us this great story that during the course of this trial, you did a little detective work for him. And one of our viewers, Lola Lisa, says, "Thanks, Chris, for all your help and detective work." What exactly did you do to help them locate this, this mythical gun range?
I saw that on Twitter. I don't want to misstate the guy's name. I think it's don't for justice, if I remember correctly. I saw a few people on Twitter actually sent that to me. I gotta say, the community has been unbelievable. The ASAP Rocky community has been really cool. They've been, sending me everything, trying to, help build the case from where they can, and they really have helped. Like they sent me that, and I was like, "Whoa!" I, Googled it to make sure I'm not wasting anyone's time before I
Right,
sent that over to
right.
the defense. But once I saw that and Google kind of gave me enough of an inkling, I'm like, okay, this could actually be legit. We sent that on over, and then I was on the phone with my dad really quick, and then he's like, "God, I'm going over there right now." And I'm like, "Yeah, so please.
Yeah,
Hopefully
yeah,
this works out." And
It
yeah.
became a
obviously,
huge,
that was a big
huge
win.
issue. Yeah, it was a huge issue in the case. So good for you. You
Yeah,
got the legal work
I
in your
saw this
blood.
morning. I saw it runs in there. It's deep, but it's in there. Um, I saw this morning the thing with the wound too. I don't want to comment on it, but
Yeah, we're not going to let you comment on
what
it.
Yeah.
what they proposed is true. There could be only two things there: either you knew or you didn't know. The stipulation is still asked for, and this guy is like trying to take the let's go high ground and keep constantly saying how unethical the defense has been. I don't know,
It's
a
just nice.
little hypocritical, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
little
look,
bit.
blessed mom from Texas. I just love you all. Love, love, love this channel. Praying for a not guilty. Thank you, blessed mom from Texas.
We all are. We all are.
Yeah. But we did ask your dad what happens should the worst happen, and Rocky gets convicted of one or two of the charges, and he's already got plans. He said he's got appeal issues because
Oh
as a good
yeah, we went
trial
over.
lawyer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I went over that with him. I went over that with him. I never want to talk about the negative, but obviously there's a world where it exists. So I wanted to just kind of understand the situation a little bit better. Like, hey, like I feel like you're pretty strong case for the appellate, and he said, "Oh yeah, we do. We've been working on some stuff. I can't disclose anything, obviously,
No, no,
but
no.
I don't think it's gonna come to that. I don't think that's gonna be necessary. But if it is, I think they have a pretty strong case there as well. So
Yeah, good lawyers always
I
have
think we have some
somebody who
chances
does.
here to.
Good lawyers always have somebody who does appeals, making the list of all the issues as they go along, or has appellate counsel, sometimes even in the courtroom, listening. So that's what good lawyers do. And your dad is a good lawyer. As was mentioned in the courtroom when Mr. Lewin refused to mention my name in one of the arguments this afternoon, I do teach with your dad, although we've never been in the same teaching group. There's 134 students. You divide the 6 groups. It's the same week, and we're all, we all do our students and different things. And so you pass in the, as I said, you may have lunch at a table when they're teaching us, because we as faculty get taught as to what we have to teach for that day. And it's rush, 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 rush. But you don't get to be invited there unless you are a good lawyer. And of course, he's a good lawyer. And as I said to you, your dad's always been a gentleman. So, and that, the people around, there's a lot of people around who know your dad in New York, in the United States, in California, in the courthouse, in the elevators. There's peoples all over the place,
All over Europe too.
Europe too. Wow.
We've had
Wow.
actually really quick, unrelated to law. I just have to share a story because the most
Great.
boggling thing's ever happened to me with him. He has a status that's a little bit larger in life at times, but he he has his soccer teams that he's involved with.
He owns one, doesn't he?
He does, but this was a past team. We were in Bologna, and I was probably 15. I was there with my friend. We were walking back from dinner, and a man who had a full arm cast, like in a sleeve, drops to his knee in front of my dad, grabs his hand, and says, "Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. You are our God." And I say, "Okay, what's going
This
on
is a
here?
setup. What's the
Oh my
deal? Yeah.
goodness gracious.
What's going on here?" My dad's like, "Hey, buddy, let's get up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, get up, get up." And I said, "Whoa,
Yeah.
is that what it's like over here?" So
Yeah.
that was obviously a little different. Soccer is a religion over
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
as you could tell by
And
that
your
reaction. But
dad was a
that's something
savior for
I'll
that
never
team.
leave my mind.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
got them
If you had one thing to say
promoted,
to your dad
so
right now, what would you say to him?
just you don't overthink anything. When you look back and you tried this case, if justice is going to prevail, this should be a walk in the park, uh, non guilty.
And I know you're going to tell him you love him, right? No matter what.
Oh, of course,
Of
of
course.
course, that too. But more so, I'm just trying to talk from a a support system, I guess,
Right.
right
I
now. But
know.
I mean, he doesn't need it. He feels good. He feels confident. We all do, and I think we should.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to let you go. We're going to let you go because we know that you told us that you didn't have much time, and you're pulled over on a car, and I know you want to watch. You want to be available to watch the verdict. So we
Yes.
thank you for joining us. We heard about you yesterday from your dad. He obviously must have watched your interview with us the other day. And someday, soon, we'll hope to get all the, what would we call
The
them?
whole clan, a whole pack of tacos, the whole,
pack
got a 6-pack of tacos. Yeah.
including your mom too, Sean, who holds a family together.
Absolutely, that's the most important taco there. Yeah, that would be great, and hopefully next time it's not when I'm driving between meetings or leaving the office, so I can actually we'll get a camera.
Yep.
Instead
We'll
of,
get it. Well, next time we'll really
focused down the
schedule it.
road.
And no matter what the situation is, whether it's guilty or not guilty, we're gonna get you on to talk about it, because having justice served properly is very important.
Thanks, Chris. We appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, Chris.